Major tanking changes. It's very obvious. Blizzard watches my stream. I just put out a video about how broken tanking was like last week, and here we go. The major change for tanking has now gone live. We got a few other things to talk about here, so let's just get straight into it. Your Galagio reputation is kind of broken. It might be, it might not be. There's some issues with it. I think this is like the 5th or 6th time there's been issues with the Galagio raid renown track. I don't know why this thing keeps breaking, but evidently it's broken again. Blizzard dropped a blue post saying they are looking into it. Oh, watching the news? No, you're watching me talk about something real important here. I'm a man of the people. People know me by that term. How do I hold the energy that I do every day to help the people out? It's G Fuel, guys. Right now I'm drinking Gohan's Blackberry Tea. Fantastic flavors, good stuff, zero sugar, full of energy, a good way to game and to play at your highest level the way I do every day. You can use code Samiccus at checkout to get your favorite G Fuel up to 30% off. Try it now. 6% difference between the top 5 and last place right now on DPS for Mythic Liberation of Undermine. We went through these DPS charts just yesterday, and I didn't even comprehend the fact that this is probably some of the best balancing we have ever seen. So if we look at the top 5 right now, again, we got Devastation Evoker, Marksmanship Hunter, Destro Warlock, Affliction Warlock, Finger popping each other, and then Shadow Priest right here. That's your top 5. From Shadow Priest, which is basically at 90% here, 85% for Balanced Druid. It's about a 5% difference right there. Yeah, 5% difference between the top boys and the Balanced Druid at the very bottom. That's some of the best balancing, class tuning I've seen in the game in quite a while. Like I said, I hadn't even considered this. Now, this is for single target. This is for AoE. AoE, I guess, a bit of a different story here. We got Mage at about 91 and Balanced Druid here at about 82, it looks like. So a bit more of a difference when it comes to AoE. But for single target damage, I mean, that is some great looking class balance right there. People can bitch all they want, you know, get mad about where their class currently stands, but I think Blizzard's doing an alright job when it comes to balancing, except for the fact that Augmentation Evoker, even though it's risen a little bit, still kind of unusable for the most part. Biggest movers up from the previous week were Elemental Shaman up 5, Fairy Warrior up 5, biggest mover down, Outlaw Rogue down 5, and Sub Titty Rogue down 7. So yeah, Rogue's taken a bit of a hit since last week, but overall, class balancing looking pretty good. And there it is, boys. Here it fucking is.
Perfectly balanced, as all things should be.
That's right, Thanos. Thank you for that. And now maybe tanking will be a little bit more balanced. That's right. Tanking has now been buffed. A 15% buff to the ability to hold aggro. Not only will this help people in Mythic Plus when it comes to DPS, pulling random mobs off of them in AoE scenarios, it'll help when it comes to tanking and taunting in raid, right? Because a lot of times we've had issues in our own raids, and people have reported those issues to Blizzard. Blizzard said they acknowledged that tanks pulling off of each other in raid is a problem, as well as DPS pulling off of tanks in dungeons. So this is huge. Again, I'm going to take full credit for this. Clearly, my video made a big impact on Blizzard. I don't know, it's only got like 20k views right now, but what I will say is this was a big complaint of mine. The ability to hold aggro has been a big problem for tanks for quite a while now. And then we got nerfed into the ground when it comes to our ability to heal and damage mitigate. So I just felt like tanking was just a wet noodle problem. And now it's been buffed. So threat buffed, an additional 950% of tanks damage was 815%. So your damage still affects how you can hold aggro, but it's been buffed quite significantly there. So great to see. I hope Blizzard continues to listen to the tanking issues in the game right now. I still think tanks' abilities to heal themselves and mitigate damage still needs to be buffed as well, but this is a great start. Great start, and finally, maybe tanking is going to make a turn for the better. Moving on to the UI updates that are coming in 11.1.7. Blizzard's totally moving forward with them. Another blue post dropped just yesterday about the new features coming in 11.1.7. Those two new features are, first of all, Assisted Highlight. This is your Heckley add-in. This is the thing that will be highlighting your next ability as it approaches, or the one that you should be doing. One thing that's said in this article here is that it does in fact consider both your damage rotation, the mobs around you, your resources, and other things. We did look at this when it comes to comparing how Heckley does and how this add-on does, and actually Heckley did produce more damage output than this add-on, internal add-on version does. But Blizzard's still working on this thing. You know, they're gonna have to smooth it out. Heckley's had plenty of time to basically perfect their ability to predict your next ability and what it should be, while Blizzard is kind of new to the game here. So we also see another thing here. Single button assistant. That's right, the single button, the thing that people claim is ruining the game for everybody. I don't know what people are bitching about, honestly. But yes, the single button rotation is coming. This is the single button that can be used for your next recommended damage dealing ability in sequence. So again, Blizzard wants to emphasize the fact that this Heckley add-in here and the single button assistant are meant to create higher DPS. They are not meant to be really used for tanking in any way, shape, or form. They're not meant to help you generate threat, other than the fact that you're generating damage, maybe. So just keep that in mind when you're using these things. This assistant also has a global cooldown. Again, we looked at the damage output from single button rotation. It is nowhere near what a person who is properly doing the rotation is going to put out there. What it is good for and what it is meant for is people who just want to casually play the game and not fucking think about it. Maybe it's meant for WoW on Xbox. Hey, just saying. I mean, we just got an Xbox handheld that's going to be able to play WoW. I can imagine WoW being ported over to Xbox in the coming year, maybe years. We'll see. But yeah, single button rotation, allowing you to casually play the game, mindlessly go through it. You're not going to be able to fucking complete heroic raid through single button rotation. You probably will get kicked from a group because your damage output's not going to be high enough. But it is good for what it is for, and that is casual gaming or assisting people who have problems, right? Can't play the game as it currently stands for whatever reason. Could be actual physical issues with their body and stuff like that. It's good for that too. So I don't hate these things. I'm fine with them, and I think they'll be decent additions to the game. Finally here, this weekly quest in the War Within is still driving players nuts. I read this article and I was like, thank God somebody else is having this problem, because I've been having this problem literally live on stream. Just the other day, this freaking happened to me. The quest marker overlapping with the UI on the map is a fucking problem. Just the other day, you guys, if you guys remember, you guys know I'm a fucking lost puppy in this game half the time. I don't know where shit is. If I'm not in an old zone, like a vanilla classic zone, I don't know where the hell I am half the time. So I was in Dornegal, I had finished the horrific visions, and I didn't turn in the quest, right? So I logged back in, I was live on stream, you guys saw me, and I could not find the marker for the horrific visions in Dornegal, and I could not for the life of me remember where it was. And I'm like, wasn't there a marker on the map for this thing? And I was literally asking you guys in chat, I was like, where the hell is the marker? There was a marker here, I know there was. It was there, but it was covered by the freaking turn and shit for the quest. The quest marker was overlapping with the marker for the spot where the horrific visions were, and I couldn't find it because of that. So this is the issue people are having. Right now, there's the Delvers Worldwide Research, and basically you're supposed to go in and do an Empowered Delve, right? Well, right now it overlaps with the Empowered Delve logo marker, so you can't tell where the Empowered Delve is, right? And people are having issues where they just can't find the fucking delve, and they don't realize it's being covered up by the quest marker. I don't know how Blizzard fixes this. Maybe they have, like, you know, quest markers not overlap anymore, but kind of sit side by side like two balls, you know, in a sack. I don't know what they can do. But right now, the way it currently, even here, right, the Radiant Echo marker, look how it's overlapping with the horn. Like, you can't see some of this shit anymore, and it's kind of annoying. I do get disoriented sometimes from it, and you can call me a boomer if you want, but it's clearly a problem. I think Blizzard needs to fix it. Hopefully they do. But hey, the biggest news of the day. My God, I am so excited to log into my Blood DK right now. This is hotfixed in the game and live already. And that is all in terms of news.